Hello and welcome. This is Self-Control, How to Build a Better Life. This is the podcast that will inspire you to take control of your mind and your mindset, to think about the way you think, to go forward and build the life that you deserve to live. So I want to talk today about something that many of us do, myself included. I'm not saying it's wrong or unhelpful. I'm not saying we should all quit doing it, but I think we do need to examine it. We need to think about it. Because I do think at times this behavior, this tendency can hinder or actually slow down the progress that we so desperately want. And so the idea is simply this. Because we humans are curious, we often go to teachers, guides, personalities, outside sources in our quest for answers, in our quest for problem solving. I think what can result from this then is a lack of critical thought, lack of intuitive thought, and allowing ourselves to be molded into something else, something that's not quite us, right? It puts us in a box when we're always following the words of others. Now, obviously, you can learn to do things a lot quicker sometimes if you have a mentor or a coach, or you can read about things online where it's just a miraculous time where there's plenty of information out there. I mean, this podcast would not be what it is without the help of a gentleman named Anthony who coached me for 12 weeks to build this podcast. I'm not saying that we shouldn't seek advice or seek teaching. What I'm saying is that I have found a great benefit to throttling or heavily moderating or being very choosy, very picky about my external influence, especially when it comes to personal aspects of my life. Let's talk a little bit more about this. And I have to tell you, a prime example, my urge here was like, okay, well, let me think of some examples of things that we go searching for answers for. What are some things? Well, I'll ask ChatGPT. That's it in a nutshell right there. I wanted to share something from the heart, and I cut it off by looking to, the future of outside help, AI. I was able to resist that urge, and I've come up with a few more things I'd like to say about this. So let's talk a little further about this idea of searching for a guru, searching for a method, searching for a teacher. So as I've said many times, I am a member, or I spend a fair bit of time trolling around on Facebook groups that are dedicated to or built around self-improvement, self-development, self-help, if you like, becoming a better version of yourself. And there's many ways, obviously, many aspects of that to work on in these groups. Many of them, a lot of people ask great questions, and there's a lot of good wisdom in there. There's also a lot of people who are really just in there to try and pitch their coaching services, but that's another issue. Anyway, I have noticed that in these groups, you quite often see the question, well, what book should I read to solve this problem? What course can I take? What video should I watch? What guru, what personality, what Andrew Tate, what Jordan Peterson, what you name it, what Alex Hormozy video should I watch to grow my business, to start dating, to become happy? A lot of these questions surround what external source should I go to for this problem in my life, right? I have no dating life. I have bad habits, addiction, poor self-control. I'm procrastinating. I have poor time management. I'm always behind. I'm chasing it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't read books about your problems. I'm not saying that you shouldn't listen to advice from established personalities on the internet. I'm not saying you shouldn't take a course on how to build a business. But what I have found is that I have got just as much self-knowledge, just as much information, just as much problem-solving power by writing my own book, right? And I talk a lot about journaling on this show, writing in general. Somebody much wiser, one of these internet gurus, in fact, much wiser and older than me, said that writing is the highest form of thinking. And I can tell you that when you undertake the process of beginning to write in your journal and write about the life you want and the life that you have lived, things will come out onto that page that you didn't even know were inside you, things you didn't even know you knew. And now you can read them back, you can see them, and you can benefit from them. So when I found that I was having problems with pornography addiction, when it was time for me to quit marijuana, when I wanted to take a 3-month break from drinking, I didn't read any books. I didn't go seeking answers outside of myself from people on the internet or anything like that. I sat down and I wrote out the problem, wrote it out in detail. And then I went backwards and I wrote about my life to this point, at least as it related to those problems. Why did I begin marijuana? Why did I begin pornography? Why was drinking suddenly now becoming more and more a part of my life? Then went forward, started writing about what do I need to do? What are the results I want? What is the objective? What is the problem solved? What does it look like? Wrote it all out. I devised the plan. I devised the picture. Right, there's something too about this sort of third-hand knowledge that people are often pursuing, myself included in the past. It's like I'm not just looking for advice on the problem at hand. I'm asking other people to point me towards the advice that I need. Well, at that point, I mean, you might be getting some useful advice. Surely you could, but it's not personalized at all. What I'm talking about is a personalized solution to your problems devised by you. You got to give yourself a lot more credit. Yes, you have the problem, but on some level, the solution, if you're willing to go looking for it, may, at least the beginnings of the solution, if not the entire solution, exist within you already. And so if you're listening to this and you're looking for solutions to any problems in your life, whether that's your dating life, you have addiction, bad habit, poor self-control, time management, procrastination, you want to improve your health, you want to improve your economic status, you want to improve relationships with people in your life, you may read all you want. You can pursue all you want. You can listen to wise podcasters. You can get information from outside of yourself and build it into your own process. This is not me ever telling you not to go looking for the answers. But I would suggest, and what I have found for myself, is that I got a more personalized, a more effective, and actually a quicker solution by doing an equal amount of influence-free work on myself. By doing that journaling, right? By sitting down and writing, thinking, what is the problem? And making time to do that journaling. By having conversations with people in my life who knew me, who I could bounce ideas off of, who weren't afraid to tell me where I was going wrong. Prayer, meditation, these are things that I know there's skepticism around them. I'm not a big, huge proponent of meditation anymore, but call it what you want. Go for a walk in nature. It's that time to shut out the outside noise and let those thoughts ruminate from within you. Let them develop, let them come to the surface, and then go to write them out. Ask yourself some questions and then go to sleep. Sleep on it, literally. They didn't just say that for no reason. Sometimes in that deep, deep processing phase of sleep, answers can come to us. It's true. At least I found that to be the case. Read all you like. Listen to whoever you want. But realize that that advice could never be personalized. You are the source of your own personalized advice. And I think in some ways, asking what book, what guru, what teacher, what method, with apologies to Van Morrison on that one, that itself is a form of procrastinating and a form of delay, right? Asking, where should I look? That's a form of procrastination. In my belief, the moment you begin thinking of the problem for yourself, the work now has begun. The solution is that much closer. So I want to thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And please get in touch with me on Facebook and let me know, is there a personalized solution to a problem that you're seeking? Is it out there for you? Is there something you're working on through journaling, through meditating, through prayer, through just deep thought, through sort of isolating yourself and focusing on what's in? I'd love to hear from you. Until we speak again, we may speak sooner than later, please remember that better is possible.